and welcome back to Sherwood Park Toyota. Today we're looking at a Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro in the color Underground. Let's take a look. Starting up front, underneath the hood, you have the gas component of the hybrid energy system. It is a turbocharged iForce Max 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine. It is automatic transmission. Gets up to 326 horsepower, 465 pound-foot of torque, towing capacity up to 5,950 pounds. Up front, we've got that hood vent all the way up top. Then we have the Toyota Heritage Grille. You also have the TRD light bar up front. Of course, you've got your LED headlights, customer daytime running lights, fog lights down below. Across the front bumper, you have these little round nodules. These guys are your front parking sensors. Up front, we also have that front-facing camera. And then all the way underneath, you have the TRD skid plate. A little hard to see at this angle, but trust me, she is there. Now, onto the side here, we have the 18-inch black TRD alloy wheels. You can also see your TRD suspension underneath there. On either side of your hood, you'll also find the TRD Pro badge. Now, side mirrors include integrated turn signals, blind spot monitoring, and then you've got additional cameras on the side, which contribute to that surround view camera effect. On either one of your front handles, you'll be able to find this little dimple. We'll talk about that guy on the driver's side a bit more. Heading even further back, all your rear windows come with factory tinting. And if you look down below, you do have these rock bars on either side of this unit. In the back here, we have the bed lamps turned on. These guys can be turned off or work automatically with opening and closing of doors. If you look between the two lights, you might be able to notice there's a couple of cameras in there. We will talk about the function of those two guys when we get up front. On the rear windshield, you'll find a little inset panel. That guy is power adjustable. We'll look at the controls for all of that when we get up front in the cab. Across the back of the bed of this particular unit, we have installed a hard tonneau cover. Now, approaching the back of the unit, you've got backup parking sensors that go the whole way across, just like up front. You have ABR recovery hooks. Then, over to the other side, you're going to be able to find your dual exhaust. It is TRD branded. You also have Tacoma branded rock mats. Across the back of the bed, you have your TRD Pro logo stamped in. Underneath, of course, you have your hitch receiver. And then looking straight through, you can see you have your spare mounted underneath. On the handle is where you're able to find your backup camera. To open up your bed space, you got a couple of different options. On either one of your rear taillights, you'll be able to find a button, or you can just do it the old-fashioned way, which is to reach inside of the handle and press the button, and it will automatically lower itself down from there. Tacoma logo across the back here once again. Take a look along the inside of the bed. As we said, we do have the interior bed lights. On the left-hand side, you'll also find this little section. We've got a few different things going on inside here. If you want to learn more about that, we have a video covering it more in depth. You can find that on our channel. For the rest of the bed, you've got the D-ring tie-down hooks. Of course, we have bed rails. And on the right-hand side, you have both a storage space and a power adapter. Now, to bring up the tailgate, you have the same options as you did to bring it down, which is preferably, I find easiest, pressing one of the buttons on either one of your rear taillights, and it will raise itself the rest of the way up. Next, let's go take a look at the inside. So, inside here, your interior upholstery is that bright, beautiful red soft-text leatherette. It has both red and black stitching. From the side, the seats appear solid, but if you look at it head-on, you will find this camo print that emerges. This is only available with this specific trim level. Now, if you look up top next to your middle headrest or your passenger headrest, you'll find this fabric strap. Reach up and release this guy. In order to access storage spaces in behind your seats, you've got your toolkit back there for your spare. You also have one of your JBL speakers. You have this premium JBL speaker sound system all throughout the unit. Now, looking forward, this is a very unique feature. We have the Isodynamic TRD Pro seats. This guy allows you to have all sorts of control over your seat dynamics when you're actually out and about and on the road. So, of course, when you're in just town and you aren't going much places, you can keep it static so it's not going to move around on you. But if you're going out onto the trail, you're going off-roading, you're able to have all sorts of controls. You can see the different controls on the back here that allow your seat to move both side to side and back and forth. This goes for both the driver's seat and for your passenger, and you're able to fully customize it to your liking and desires. and we have, again, videos covering more of this in depth as well. In between the two sides on the console, you have your cup holder spaces and chargers down below, and currently we have the Tacoma TRD Pro specialty mats installed inside the units. These are only available with this specific trim level. All new units do come with both carpeted and rubber sets though. Inside the door, you have your storage spaces, as well as having your power window control. Now back again to this little dimple. This guy indicates keyless entry, so if you have the key fob on your person, you can tap your hand up top or inside the handle to lock and unlock your unit. Inside the door, you have your TRD Pro badge again. Lots of different storage spaces. You also have this rubberized grip handle. One of these is inside each one of your front doors, and then you have one on the middle console there too. Up top, power windows here for both front and back. You've got your window lock, power lock system, and side mirror controls. Up front, you have power adjustable seating, back, front, up, down, and lumbar support. Then, hood release latch on the bottom left-hand corner of your dash. You can see some of the interior light down by your pedals there too. Up top, you have controls for the bed lamps, your TRD light bar, 1, 2, and 3 auxes. So these guys are not aux ports for listening. These are meant for if you're going to add any accessories to your vehicle. There is specific wiring harnesses that are previously installed, come with the vehicle OEM. That way you have a lot more ease if you're planning on doing anything customizing to your vehicle. You don't have to do any crazy wiring or have any bulky additions sitting around on your dash space that you're going to knock your knees on. We do have videos covering this more in depth, including some diagrams explaining it further too. On top of that, you have your automatic headlamps, traction control, AC 120 volt. You've got your power tailgate release. You've got your gas release up top, dash brightness, and headlamp leveling. And on the side, we have the Tacoma Easter egg that you may or may not know about. If you want to learn more, guess what? We cover this on our channel. Now, taking a look on the steering wheel quickly, we have the TRD edition. So you've got the badge on the bottom as well as the red accent up top, which matches with the TRD gear shift. Hop up here and we'll take a closer look at the rest of the steering wheel. So aside from the red accent, it is black leather with black stitching. Left side, controls here are for your dash display. Then you've got your hands-free communication and the volume control. Right hand side, radio controls on the bottom, adaptive cruise control up top. This includes both sonar and lane departure. On top, you'll find this little cutout in your dash. Now, if you look straight forward, you'll find a couple of metrics being displayed. This is your heads-up display. Great little guy to have built in. Once you have a vehicle with one of these, it's hard to go back to having one without it. It helps you to keep your eye on the road while also being able to see some of your pertinent information at all times. You can have a few different things displayed in here. Currently we have things like the speedometer as well as having your sonar distance that is displayed, which is part of the adaptive cruise control system. This way you don't have to take your eyes on and off the road to check on some of your most important driving info. To the right of that, you'll find this other little cutout here. This is currently missing something. So this is where you'll find your portable JBL speaker. This comes built in with this vehicle and a couple of the other 4th generation Tacomas. And currently we have the speaker taken out just for safekeeping when things are in our showroom. You can remove it by pressing that little triangle button that you see right there. But the fun about this is that when it is placed inside of this port holder, it will function with the rest of the JBL speaker sound system in your vehicle. But when you remove it, of course, it can function as its own independent speaker. You can take it with you wherever you go. And if you and a buddy both have this JBL speaker, you're able to sync them up together so you can have a little surround sound tailgate party of your own. So that's pretty fun. Underneath that, you've got your red TRD push start ignition, and then you've got your infotainment display screen. This is where you go to access much of the information about your daily driving experience. Right now, we are looking at the optional navigation, which you can choose to connect through Toyota Connected Services. Then, audio listening, AM, FM, and satellite radio. Full Bluetooth connectivity includes Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and there's optional USB adapters throughout. Then, phone connectivity via Bluetooth for your personal device. You've got your trip information, and then all the way at the bottom is all of your settings. So this is everything from your personal profile, Bluetooth, notifications, Wi-Fi display, voice search, vehicle customizing, software, etc. Under that, volume control is right in the middle. Then you have your climate control center. Dual climate control up front here means you can either have temperatures synced up, or if you turn off your syncing, they will then function independently. You have defrost for front windshield, rear windshield, and side mirrors to the right. And then on both sides, you will find 3 levels for both heated and cooled seats. You've got the red for the heat and blue for the cool. Then next to that is your heated steering wheel control. You've got a wireless charging pad down below. He's got little bumpers on both the sides and the bottom of it, maintaining that if your phone is in that slot, it's not going to get bumping around and get knocked out of that space. Having this feature also means you never again have to worry about having charging cords in your vehicle. Of course, if that is your preference, we do have chargers and adapters inside of the unit here for you. There's also plenty of additional storage space down in there. There's also this little hook right here. So this is super useful if you or anybody inside your vehicle has things to be hung up. Maybe it's a jacket, maybe it's a bag, and that way you don't have things that are crowding away near your feet down below. Then, as we saw, we have the TRD gear shift. You have your parking brake and parking holds, 2-wheel 4-high and 4-low controls. Driving and towing mode, you also have your MTS and downhill/crawl. Trailer brake controls continue in the middle. Then you have surround view cameras. So you give that guy a press, you'll get this full surround view look of your vehicle. Of course, I have the driver's door open right now, so there's a little bit of distortion in the imaging, but that's not typically an issue. And you can even change your perspective at any time to get higher or lower from the vehicle. And if you're currently looking in a direction and you want to keep facing that way, you can simply pause this little turnaround and it will continue the direction you are, and you can unpause it again if you want to keep on going. There are further adjustments for this in the bottom right hand corner. To get rid of the screen, you can either press the same button we did to get it up, or the X in the top left hand corner. Next to that, you've got your diff lock and stay bar. Then you've got your cup holder spaces and the console itself. We have more of this red stitching on the black leatherette now, which kind of mirrors the same as the upholstery on the seats. This guy opens up. You've got all of your general storage spaces down below. Right hand side, lockable glove box. You have that 3D Toyota logo up top and general storage space above that. On your rearview mirror, 1, 2, and 3 dots. These guys are garage door openers. You've got your normal reflective rearview mirror here, but if you flip the switch, this turns to a camera view instead. This takes advantage of those little cameras that we pointed out near the top when we were looking at the rear bed lamp lights up top, right above your rear windshield. This guy is great to have in your vehicle because if you're driving, sometimes you have either people or items that are being a distraction for you or blocking your view entirely, so then you're not able to use your rearview mirror for the intended purpose of watching traffic. You can instead flip the camera view instead, and then you no longer have to worry about what's going on in the cab, distracting you from your safe driving. On top of that, you've got your sunglasses compartment, SOS button, overhead lighting controls, of course, for your moonroof, and on the left is your adjustments for that little panel of the rear windshield. Take a look at him in action, press the button in to have him roll over, pull the button up to have him roll close. You can also pause it at any point along the way, and he's just a great feature if you want a little extra airflow inside of your front cab space. Thanks again, folks, for joining us on this full video tour of this Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro in the color Underground. It is located here at Sherwood Park Toyota at 31 Automall Road in Sherwood Park, Alberta. You can also reach us at 780-306-7703. And remember, life is full of choices. Let us be yours.